I'll tell you what is a good film. 1971, starring Barry Newman, Vanishing Point.
Vanishing Point, classic, man.
It's one of those films that most of the way through, you're scratching your head going, what the hell is going on? It provokes questions and just makes you think, really, what is going on in this film?
Yeah. It's very countercultural. Sort of in the mold that it sort of definitely follows on the heels of something like Easy Rider.
Yeah. Well, it's exactly like that, especially the ending.
It supposedly is based on a real guy who evaded the police for so long, went through many different area codes and they couldn't catch him.
But it's really a story of why is he doing it?
Yeah.
Which you'll have to watch the film to find out if there's an answer, what the answer is. And there is kind of an implied story as well. It's all very it's cleverly done and it's very subtle. It's not an in-your-face film. It's very just sit back and you're not involved in the film at all. Yeah. It's not for you to be involved. You kind of just you watch everything as it's happening, and I loved it. But then again, if you love 60s, 70s muscle cars,
yeah.
Oh my God, the sound of the Challenger, which is the most beautiful car in the world. If there was a car that I would buy if I won the lottery, that is the car. White, registration 085599. But it's just a beautiful film for a lot of reasons, really. The cinematography, but the soundtrack is out of this world as well. It's got Cleavon Little, who plays
Super Soul
sound. He's a blind DJ, but he's kind of it implies he's got a psychic connection of sorts to this outlaw. I'm kind of putting too much into it, really, but you've just got to watch it and just enjoy the film for what it is, which is it's a lot of questions, but it's an amazing film.
Barry Newman, who recently passed away, was a very underrated, underutilized actor, I thought. He popped up every now and again in really, really good things like The Limey.
Bowfinger.
Yeah, Bowfinger, yeah. And I should also, I watched it recently, the film he did after this, called Fear is the Key, which basically starts out for the first 20 minutes like it's a Vanishing Point sequel where he's speeding away from the police. What was there a Vanishing Point remake?
There was.
Yeah.
Absolutely pointless, really. Utterly pointless, other than, I think, Vanishing Point started getting into the culture, I think, in the 80s and 90s. It was like Super Soul does this whole speech about the Blue Meanie on wheels, which was kind of quoted by Axl Rose in Civil War from Use Your Illusions. So I think it kind of got a little bit into the culture there, and by was it late 90s? I think it was late 90s. I don't know. I've never watched it. I have no desire to watch it. It stars Viggo Mortensen, who is obviously very, very cool, and Kowalski wasn't cool as such. I don't know if he was meant to be. He's meant to be under the radar. You don't notice him, but that's the point of him.
I'll bet you they explain every last plot point.
It's one of those, there's a few films where if they made it like Clockwork Orange, if they remade Clockwork Orange, you've missed the point of it. You know, what's the point of remaking it? The perfection was achieved.
That's two recommends. I absolutely love Vanishing Point. So anyone out there who hasn't seen it, apparently there's a copyright problem with it at the moment, so you can actually watch it for free on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Go immediately on YouTube, watch Vanishing Point. If you can, put the headphones on, enjoy the roar of that Dodge Challenger, enjoy the amazing soundtrack, enjoy the really poor editing in places where it'll just go from one song to another, it's early 70s, so you've got to enjoy it. It's one of these movies that maybe a bunch of hippies got together and went, do you know what we should do? We should get a Dodge Challenger. We should make a film about it. What's the film about?
Nothing.
It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter at all.
It's a film about nothing, Seinfeld style.
Yeah, and but it's the genius, that the beauty of the desert, how lonely it is, how dangerous it is, and then how you might find salvation in the middle of it. It's so good.